It's a tall order to visit 3 countries as big as Brazil, Argentina and Chile in 4 weeks, and to see something apart from the inside of an airplane. But despite a total journey of 32,000 kilometers or nearly 20,000 miles, we had the most fantastic time. The 3 cities of Rio, Buenos Aires and Santiago stand out as magnets for people and commerce, each having impressive skylines and development areas. But we knew Rio somewhat better from the picture postcards. Feeling immediately at home by the side of Sugarloaf and then on the Copacabana beach. Buenos Aires felt very different, with the centre being adorned with statues and buildings remembering 20th century heroines, and more especially early 19th century leaders of independence from the Spanish. We found the same in Santiago, in a very upbeat mood as plans take shape for the redevelopment of older buildings and expanding of what is already a vibrant commercial centre. But care was also being taken to rejuvenate older parts of the city. Something that sets apart Latin cities is the creative expression on the streets. In all the cities we've visited, local artists were on 24-hour display, making the tours so attractive, as well as offering some interesting insights into national politics.
Just a couple of years.
In the old train station in Santiago, there was a different kind of creative expression with the most unusual sculptures. Valparaiso has got to be the most attractive container port in the world. The initial view to the dock is tempered by the wild range of wall paint and the very arty feel of the town. It is a big continent, and our trip took us from subtropics to pampas to temperate climates, and even though you may think you've seen the same flora and fauna, it's wildly different under expert eyes. We saw some really attractive waterfalls, but these paled into insignificance compared with the torrent we experienced at Iguazu. It was a truly dramatic sight from both the Brazilian and Argentinian sides, made very accessible through walkways and lifts. Torres del Paine in Patagonia was a stark contrast with its rugged rock formations, drawing many mountaineers and trekkers from around the world. Well, not the Chileans themselves, I have to say. The Perito Moreno Glacier is immense, and just about as dramatic sight as you could wish. Not far away is the Villarrica volcano near Pucón, which is active and has recently hit the news. The lake at Pucón is a very popular holiday destination for the more affluent Chileans. A bit of a contrast to the Copacabana in terms of sand colour and activities though. And on the west coast of Chiloé Island there are immense beaches, with a bit of a rough current though. As you might expect, the weather varied from tropical storms to calm and pleasantly warm, and then to the cold of the mountains. We were entertained on many occasions rather close up by the local wildlife running free, or just off the coast and oblivious to the mass of tourists and boats clicking away. It is a holiday for those who enjoy being active. Our activities varied from treks in the jungle to cooking in a restaurant.
No, don't put it. Yeah.
a late night visit to a milonga to gawk at the locals as they tangoed through the night. A particular highlight was walking on the glacier. And in Santiago, getting a great tour of the city on bikes. Off Chiloe Island, we were taken aback a little bit by the name of the boat. We were so blessed by having great guides who knew their stuff and provided such an education for us.
That sound because they have on their wings, like veins, okay, those little veins on the wings. They have one vein that is really thick. So every time that they are hitting the wings, between them, all the butterflies from the same genus, they are making that sound like electricity.
0 or above the 0 degrees. Maybe for us it's so cold, but from the glacier that's warmer. The rivers, I forget the name in English, when they call it of the eggs, you know, the soyar. The soyar is in Spanish. The eggs.
Spawning.
Yeah.
And you're looking for a Darwin frog in this area because why is this a good area?
Because it's more wet and more humid than the rest of the forest. And as you can see, there are mostly manilles here, which are a good indicator of humidity.
Why were they abandoned?
Because, well, that's a theory in sociology. These used to be middle and higher class neighborhoods, but when these places became more and more popular, the higher classes started to flee and go up and up to the Andes.
Naturally, you can't travel 20,000 miles without taking a few rides in the sky. In all, we took 8 flights, mostly with LAN, and we were really impressed by the efficiency of the operation, both in the terminals and in the air. But we did some do-it-yourself with a rather unusual car hire. For the most part, the driving was on very good roads, but we later found out why a 4x4 was useful.
So position the car.
When it came to overnight accommodation, there was an amazing range of different styles, ranging from the hard canopy accommodation at the Eco Camp in Patagonia, equipped with full facilities including fire, to the Eco Lodge at Yacutinga in the middle of the rainforest. The most unusual accommodation was at Wio Wio in the Chilean Lake District, with a back-to-nature construction which integrated luxury in the surroundings reminiscent of The Hobbit. There was sheer luxury for us in Valparaiso, spoiling us rotten. And a really attractive parafito or hotel on stilts in Castro on Chiloe Island. So this provides some insight to what we experienced over our 4 weeks away. It was a great journey of adventure and education. We were on the move every 2 or 3 days, but it was so inspiring. The logistics worked well, and despite 1 or 2 hiccups, we were really pleased with the itinerary. Now we are left with the memories and a very strong desire to go back.